Hello everyone! Comparing the Xiaomi Redmi 13C smartphone with the Samsung Galaxy A05s, smartphones are about the same price as their older and younger versions, but in the case of Xiaomi, for a bit more money, we get significantly more built-in and RAM almost double for both versions. By the looks of it, I prefer Samsung, I like it more. It's in the style of all the new Samsung Galaxy S23, very similar. Xiaomi has more of a regular primitive appearance, like all other Xiaomi for many years. It doesn't differ at all. But Xiaomi has a better kit. It will come with a charger. There will be no Samsung charging block included. Xiaomi has a slightly larger display of 6.74 inches. Samsung has 6.7 inches. Let's switch them on. We look at the devices at the same time to see which one will load faster. Here there are slots for microSD, i.e. built-in memory, which can be expanded if necessary. And let's see who boots up the system faster. They are approximately simultaneous. Loaded? We unlock the pin code.
So overall,
do you
everything is a
think
little
I started it? Good. Let's go into the settings and look at the versions of the operating systems we have about the phone here. Information about... Listen, here's the thing. Here we have MIUI Global 14.0.2, One UI Core 5.1, Android 30s on both devices. Good. Well, we see how the settings differ. The brightness seems similar now. On Samsung, the auto brightness is not at maximum. Let's turn off the auto brightness. It seems to be off. I personally prefer the Samsung launcher. Let's see what this menu looks like for us. Samsung has an advantage because for now this version of the Redmi 13 smartphone is sold without NFC. The smartphone won't have NFC, possibly. There will be other versions of this smartphone, but even though it's now more expensive than Samsung, it doesn't have an NFC module.
0.5s, it's there.
Now, this is something to consider. If this doesn't matter to you, that's fine, but this point exists. The menu, yes, how the icons look, but I personally prefer how the settings look on Samsung. Well, let's take a look at the wallpapers and style. Here the wallpapers are simple. And more... this is the wallpaper selection. Well, basically there's a lot to choose from both. Main screen. Changing the main screen. Okay, where is such a work desk? Yes, it's classic here. The grid is 4-5, 5x5, here it could be 3-4, 4-5, 4-5. Well, it's different here, it might even be 5x6, just like that. Well, everything looks more interesting and functional on Samsung. Looking at the screens, we see screens with huge frames, a huge chin, a teardrop notch here and there, so in that sense, armor. These are budget smartphones, but Samsung is at the back. Looks more interesting. So, also about the screens themselves, we have an IPS screen from Xiaomi, 1600x720 pixels, 90%, 5Hz, and with Samsung, also 90Hz, but a PLS matrix considered a bit worse than IPS, but the screen resolution is Full HD 2400x1080 pixels. The matrix seems a bit worse, but the resolution is significantly better. But if you compare and look at the screens... Well, let's finish watching. Well, I don't see much difference in color saturation, even somehow, even though the matrix is considered worse here, but here are the icons. Yes, here at the benchmark, but I like the color on Samsung more. Here it is more saturated, that is, here PLS is probably very good. And here IPS is not very good, okay? And let's move to benchmark. Let's look at the test results. And about the hardware, Samsung wins this result. Here is the hardware from Qualcomm Snapdragon 680 and Viewscreen Radeon 610. Xiaomi has a Chinese processor, Helio J85 from MediaTek, and a Mali G52 video screen. Samsung not only doesn't have it, we see that the hardware gathers more. In synthetics, it's even more stable and higher quality. That is, Android will work better on Qualcomm, most applications will work better except for heavy games. By the way, speaking of heavy games, let's launch PUBG. He will perform better on MediaTek. As I understand it, PUBG is simply better optimized for this hardware. And PUBG Mobile will work better on the highest settings than on Samsung. There is such a moment, if it's crucial for you, you need better settings in heavy games. So if I have to choose, I'd rather choose the main criterion. This was Ivan Kuznetsov. Until next time. If this is not critical for you, it is better for you that the system works, the camera works, updates are properly received. Then it's better to choose Samsung, it will be better in this regard. On the hardware, so the game has loaded. Here I am showing settings, graphics, sound. It could be this level or this level, that is either low or very low, but there will be high frame smoothness. Now we're waiting for Xiaomi to load. He was still installing something here. So you need to register. Okay, let's take all this into account now. Well, we can see how on Xiaomi there's low and even ultra low frame rate, or you can have this kind of level. So if you're into heavy games, you should probably go for Xiaomi. If you're not into heavy games, I'd still prefer Xiaomi. Personally, I think so. Well, in fact, it's better to choose Samsung. It's just a more pleasant and stable device than there's a choice specifically between these two devices. Let's look at the cameras. Photo, portrait, video, time-lapse, night, 50 megapixels. Both have 50 megapixel modules. There are also additional modes here. The devices can record videos. Let's take a look. Video recording. Here's the video. Two modes are available on Xiaomi. It's 720 at 30 frames or 1080 at 30 frames, while video recording is supported in football on Samsung in 60 frames. That is, the camera in some respects will be better than on Xiaomi. So in general, with the efforts plus the fact that he has more memory, but in all other respects he loses. As for me, well, PUBG Mobile also works better on him. Well, that's basically it. That's all. Thanks for watching. Bye.